The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey is a comprehensive guide to achieving personal and professional effectiveness through a principle-centered approach, emphasizing character, integrity, and universal values over superficial techniques. The book outlines 7 habits that form a framework for living a purposeful, balanced, and impactful life, organized into 3 stages: personal victory, habits 1 to 3, public victory, habits 4 to 6, and self-renewal, habit 7. Covey argues that true success comes from aligning actions with timeless principles like honesty, fairness, and respect, creating a sustainable path to growth. This script synthesizes the book's core ideas, meanings, and practical applications into a cohesive narrative, capturing its depth and intent. The journey begins with the concept of personal mastery, starting with the first habit, be proactive, which is about taking full responsibility for your life. Covey introduces the idea that you are responsible, meaning you have the freedom to choose your responses to any situation, regardless of external circumstances. Proactive people focus on their circle of influence, what they can control, like their attitude, decisions, or work ethic, rather than their circle of concern, which includes things beyond their control, like the weather or others' actions. For example, instead of blaming a bad economy for career setbacks, a proactive person seeks new opportunities or improves their skills. This mindset shifts you from a victim of circumstances to a creator of your destiny, emphasizing initiative, accountability, and value-driven choices. Covey stresses that proactivity requires self-awareness to recognize unreactive habits, like complaining, and replace them with deliberate actions aligned with personal principles. Building on this foundation, the second habit, begin with the end in mind, focuses on living with purpose by envisioning your ultimate goals. Covey suggests a powerful exercise. Imagine your funeral and consider how you want to be remembered by family, friends, colleagues, and community. This clarifies your core values, perhaps integrity, kindness, or impact, and helps craft a personal mission statement, a guiding compass for decision-making. For instance, if you value being a supportive parent, your daily actions might prioritize family time over extra work hours. This habit ensures your ladder is against the right wall, preventing effort wasted on misaligned pursuits. It requires reflection to identify what matters most, whether in relationships, career, or personal growth, and courage to align actions with long-term objectives, avoiding the trap of short-term distractions. The third habit, put first things first, translates vision into action through effective time management. Covey introduces the time management matrix, dividing tasks into 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, urgent and important like crises. Quadrant 2, important but not urgent, like planning or relationship building. Quadrant 3, urgent but unimportant, like interruptions. And Quadrant 4, neither urgent nor important, like mindless scrolling. Effective people prioritize Quadrant 2 activities, strategic planning, skill development, health, because these prevent crises and drive long-term success. For example, exercising regularly, Quadrant 2, reduces future health emergencies. Quadrant 1. This habit demands discipline to say no to distractions, like unnecessary meetings, and focus on what aligns with the goals set in habit 2. Covey emphasizes weekly planning over daily to-do lists, organizing tasks around roles, example, parent, employee, and goals, fostering a life of purpose-driven progress. Shifting to interpersonal effectiveness, the fourth habit, think win-win, promotes a mindset of mutual benefit in relationships. Covey argues that interactions should aim for solutions where all parties gain, rejecting win-lose, dominating others, lose-win, being overly passive, or lose-lose, mutual destruction, outcomes. In a negotiation, for instance, a win-win approach might involve crafting terms that meet both parties' core needs, ensuring long-term trust. This habit requires 3 traits: integrity, sticking to your values; maturity, balancing courage to express your needs with consideration for others; and an abundance mentality, believing there's enough success for everyone. In practice, it means approaching conflicts like a workplace disagreement with empathy and creativity to find solutions that satisfy everyone, fostering collaboration and strengthening relationships rooted in fairness. The fifth habit, seek first to understand, then to be understood, centers on empathetic communication. Covey notes that most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand, which creates barriers. Empathic listening involves fully focusing on the speaker's perspective, emotions, and needs without judging or interrupting, akin to walking in their shoes. For example, if a friend is upset, you listen to their feelings before offering advice, building trust. Only after understanding should you share your viewpoint, now informed by their perspective. This habit resolves conflicts and deepens connections, whether in parenting, leadership, or friendships. Covey stresses that empathic listening requires emotional strength to set aside your own agenda, creating a safe space for honest dialogue and mutual understanding. The sixth habit, Synergize, is about unlocking the power of collaboration to create results greater than individual efforts. Synergy happens when diverse perspectives, different skills, experiences, or ideas combine to produce innovative outcomes, like a team developing a product no one could create alone. Covey emphasizes valuing differences, not just tolerating them, as the key to synergy. For instance, a marketing team with varied expertise might blend creative and analytical strengths to launch a unique campaign. This habit builds on the trust and empathy from habits 4 and 5, requiring openness to new ideas and a willingness to co-create. Synergy transforms relationships, teams, and organizations by harnessing collective potential, turning conflict into opportunity through mutual respect and creativity. The seventh habit, Sharpen the Saw, focuses on self-renewal to sustain effectiveness across all habits. Covey uses the metaphor of a saw that dulls with use. Regular sharpening keeps it effective. Renewal involves 4 dimensions: physical, exercise, nutrition, rest, mental, reading, learning, thinking, emotional, relationships, service, and spiritual, meditation, reflection, values. For example, a daily walk boosts physical energy, while journaling clarifies spiritual values. Neglecting renewal leads to burnout, but consistent self-care like scheduling time for hobbies or reflection ensures resilience. Covey advocates balanced, incremental habits, like 30 minutes of exercise or weekly planning, to maintain the energy and clarity needed to practice the other habits effectively. Covey ties these habits together with a character ethic, contrasting it with the personality ethic of superficial charm or quick fixes. The character ethic prioritizes who you are, your integrity, humility, and principles over how you appear. Habits 1 to 3 build independence through personal victory. Habits 4 to 6 foster interdependence through public victory. And habit 7 ensures continuous growth. Challenges like breaking reactive habits or resisting societal pressures are overcome through consistent practice and small wins, like choosing a proactive response in a single moment. Covey's framework is universal, applying to leadership, guiding teams with win-win solutions, parenting, listening empathetically to children, or personal growth, renewing mental clarity. The book's deeper meaning lies in its call to live with intention, align actions with values, and build relationships rooted in trust, creating a life of impact and fulfillment.